Hello everyone, it's Sylvester Stallone here. As you know, Rambo has been a huge part of my life, my career. But there's more to the story. There's the prequel, the beginning, and that's what's coming your way. I will serve as executive producer on this origin story. I couldn't be more excited, and the action is coming your way. Thank you very much. See you in the theaters.
Hey, Welcome World Entertainment, and what you've just heard is the news I think everybody needed to hear. Sylvester Stallone has officially joined the John Rambo prequel as an executive producer. We're going to look at the article, but you've just seen it from the man himself. He's even holding the script. That is good news, because that is the one thing I've been talking about a lot. Each time there was an update with this movie was like, the fact that they never approached Stallone is insane to me regarding that character. And now they have. Now, I'm not exactly sure when they approached him and stuff. And the reason I say that is because they've been filming it for the past couple of months now. So I'm curious as to how long he's actually been involved, but he's got a script and he's officially on board. So let's break down an article, because again, I think this is perfect. And I wonder if it's the case of, did they see maybe backlash from fans saying like, how could you do a Rambo and not even have Stallone there as an executive or anything? Or was it the case of they were kind of starting to struggle a bit maybe with what to do with Rambo and go, we may as well ask Stallone, like the guy knows the character inside and out, so let's get some advice. Either way, it's good news that he's on board. But let's have a look at this. So the upcoming John Rambo origin movie just received a major update, as Sylvester Stallone has confirmed he is officially involved in the project. The legendary actor revealed in a new video posted to social media that he will serve as executive producer on the upcoming prequel film, which is currently in production. Stallone shared the announcement while holding a production document for the film and addressed fans directly by returning to the world of Rambo. Stallone then confirmed his involvement behind the scenes, where he said, I will serve as executive producer on this origin story, and I couldn't be more excited. So, the new John Rambo movie is an origin story that explores the early life of the iconic soldier before the events of the '82 classic First Blood. The film stars Noah Centineo as the young version of the character made famous by Stallone. Director, I can never pronounce his name, Helander anyway, of Sisu, previously described the project as a grounded survival story focused on the emotional and physical journey that shaped Rambo into the hardened warrior audiences know. The filmmaker has emphasized the film will take a stripped down approach to the character, where he was saying this Rambo stripped down, raw and real, a survival story about endurance, persistence and lost innocence. So I spoke before about that as well, and that sounded like good. You know, it wasn't going to be this over the top explosions here, there and everywhere and all that type of stuff. It would be like watching a man break, basically. So Stallone's confirmation also reassures fans that the creator of the character is still involved in shaping the franchise's future, even though he won't be starring in the film. The original First Blood debuted in '82 and launched one of the most recognizable action franchises in movie history, with Stallone portraying the Vietnam veteran across 5 films, most recently in 2019's Rambo Last Blood. With John Rambo now filming and Stallone attached as executive producer, the project looks to revisit the roots of the character while introducing the legendary action hero to a new generation of audiences. And of course, I've also spoken about it, the fact that, this would have to be a one and done movie, because obviously we know after all these events, he goes home, and that's where First Blood picks up from. So, unless they're planning to remake First Blood, which would be a disaster, then this should be a one and done. But bringing him on board now is good news. You know, it really is good news. I'm now wondering, because I've asked this question as well, I wonder if there's a possibility that they'd be willing to do it. Would they actually put Stallone in the movie in the sense off very much in the vein of the Young Indiana Jones TV series, where the older Harrison Ford starts the show by saying, back in the day, blah, blah, blah. Could we get that? Could we get Stallone sitting there and he's about to tell the origin of Rambo, basically, you know, during the war, this happened, but before that, I was this type of guy, and then we fade off into that. They probably won't, but there's also a possibility that he could provide his voice. He could do a talk-over narration at the very beginning and maybe the very end. There's that possibility as well, just to really link it up to not just, obviously, Stallone, but to First Blood. So it's going to be very interesting to see where and what they can do with this. But the fact now that, obviously, whether it's they seen the error of their ways, whether they seen the pushback from fans, what it was that finally made them go, you know what, maybe we should actually bring Stallone on board with this. Because, again, it made zero sense to me why you would approach a Rambo movie without Stallone. The fact that you just kind of took it anyway and went, yeah, we're just going to we're just going to do a brand new movie, Stallone be damned and stuff like that, never made sense to me at all. But the fact that they've now gone, maybe we should actually bring him on board. Good choice. Good idea. Now, he is currently working as well on Tulsa King Season 4. So it's not like he's going to be able to run around basically to Rambo. But the good part now is if they get stuck with something, they think, well, what way did Stallone do this and stuff? Because we know we've seen flashbacks of John Rambo in the war and being tortured. So they could clearly contact Sly now and say, look, what way did you perform that? What was going through your head? What do you think was in Rambo's mind? Was it just pure survival? What was it? What was the thing that, you know, made him survive all of that? To have that information there is key. You need that type of information. The idea that, well, we're just going to do what we want to and try and link it up to what we meet in First Blood never made sense to me. It never made sense to me. It's the same with, like, Creed. The fact that they decided, hey, we'll use Rocky to launch Creed and then ignore him never made sense to me. It's like, why did you drop Rocky altogether and Stallone? You never even approached Stallone for the third movie. That made no sense to me. But now he is on board. And the fact that he is the one who put the information out there as well. It's not like it's coming from a source, you know, oh, my time to shine or something like that to come out and said this. It's not from, you know, articles here, there and there. Stallone himself did the video, has that book with him, which clearly has John Rambo on it and stuff, and says, I'm officially on board as an executive producer. I think that's great news. But what do you guys think? Do you think that is great news? Are you looking forward to this movie? Do you think they possibly could do a Stallone, John Rambo voiceover narrative, or have him actually appear in the movie, whether it's the beginning or the end, you know, to say, this was my story? Let me know what you think about all of it. And with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So do like and share and subscribe and all that good stuff. Cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.